What's going on, everybody? Welcome into Blazers Uprise Live here on a Tuesday. It is Tuesday, Eric. We didn't go live yesterday. The college basketball national championship was yesterday. There was no NBA games yesterday, so instead of going live yesterday without picks against the spread, we figured we'd go live today because there's 12 games for picks against the spread. And then, we'll talk a little bit after that, but this is mostly just going to be a picks against the spread stream, and that's pretty much it. Let me make sure, my mic's good to go. Does my mic sound a little loud, chat? Let me know. I just plugged my mic back in, and it looks like it might be looking a little bit loud, so let me know if it's too loud. I can lower the audio. Eric, what's going on, man? How's your Tuesday going?
Oh, pretty good. Enjoyed the game last night. Was a little worried that it was going to be a blowout when North Carolina took such a big lead, but I was glad to see at least Kansas come back. I didn't really care who won, but pretty good game for the national championship, and but now I'm glad it's over and we can focus purely on the draft.
Yep, I agree. So only 4 games left in the season for the Portland Trail Blazers. So the college basketball season's over. The NBA season's about to be over for your Portland Trail Blazers. And then we'll head into the off season. So it's right around the corner. Less than a week left in the season. It's kind of crazy that the end of this season's already here. But, we got a lot of things to look forward to. I'm looking forward to this off season. Anyway, let's look at picks against the spread standings. We were tied, chat. Me and you. We were tied going into last Thursday. Now I have a 3-game lead because you guys really choked a little bit on Thursday. I think the votes were pretty evenly decided, but you guys managed to almost go 0-6. You guys got 1 win on the day out of the 5 games, lost your double down, so it was not a good day for chat. Eric, they went 1-5. Jackson went 2-4, so I got a little bit of breathing room. Connor 4-2 kind of kept ground. Eric, you and Trevin 500 on the day. Zach really struggled, and Krish was the best on Thursday. Krish is now only a game back of Zach, so Krish might finally be out of last. He's only 18 games back of the lead, and with 12 games today, there's a lot of opportunity for things to get rearranged here, as you can see on the graphic on the left. Lots of games today.
0 for 12 for Tori, 12-0 for Eric for the tie.
Yeah, I mean, if I'll try, I guess. But anyway, let's jump into the first game. We got 12, so this is going to, we'll try and do this as fast as possible. Mods try and be as fast as possible. We got Philadelphia heading into Indiana as an 11.5-point road favorite.
All right, so Philadelphia has no one on their injury report. Pacers are, of course, have a ton of people, including Malcolm Brogdon, Goga Batadze, Miles Turner, T.J. Warren, Ricky Rubio, Chris Duarte, all out. And making his return today to hopefully give us 2 wins out of the next 3 games for the Pacers is T.J. McConnell, but he will be on a minutes restriction.
I thought he was out for the season.
No, he was never really out for the season. I'm surprised, actually, they're bringing him back and not doing it. But he was supposed to be reevaluated, I think, back in late January, early February, and now he's back.
Nice. Good for him. I'm going to go with Philadelphia in this one, but I'm going to hope the Pacers keep it close and win this game. Connor sent me his picks. Nobody else sent me his picks. Did anybody send you their picks?
I have Zach's picks just in case he's not here, so thank you to Zach if you're watching this later, because I don't see him in here. We
got Jackson, Trevin in chat, and Krish hopefully will end up in chat soon. Because I tagged the mods 2 hours ago saying, send in your picks if you're going to miss a stream. No Chris yet. Anyway, I'm going with Philadelphia. You can let me know. Did Connor send you his picks or just me?
Yeah. I'm just going to get Zach's picks all in here, and then I'll get...
Cool.
But Connor is going Sixers on this one.
All right, Connor, Sixers.
I'm going Sixers as well.
All right. Krish is going Sixers as well.
All right, Krish isn't here. What's up, Krish?
All right, Jackson, Sixers. Might be a clean sweep here. Nobody's putting any faith in the Pacers.
Hey, Krish, marketing opportunity for your graphics company. Hit up Doug Edert and get him a jersey swap into like a Seton Hall jersey or something.
That's funny. All right, who's Zach's pick?
Zach picked the Pacers.
All right, Zach picked the Pacers, and you know who else picked the Pacers? Eric Chat did, with over 60% of the vote. So Chat is going Pacers, Zach's going Pacers, everybody else going Sixers. Chat's trying to switch things up after their disaster last Thursday.
Well, with Pacers absolutely suck, but the Sixers have been very frustrating to a lot of us in picks against the spread, so don't necessarily blame them.
Yep.
For it. Yeah.
Game number 2, we got Cleveland heading into Orlando as an 8-point road favorite.
All right, so the Cavaliers are without Colin Sexton, Dean Wade, of course, and then Jared Allen, Evan Mobley still out for them as well. The Magic are without Jonathan Isaac, Bol Bol, Wendell Carter Jr., Cole Anthony, and Gary Harris in this one. And Jalen Suggs is playing, but on a minutes restriction.
I'm going with the Magic because Jalen Suggs is playing. Let's go. Magic for Jackson.
Zach took the Cavs.
Jackson, I saw that. You went Magic, bruh. I'm not, bruh. What'd you say, Eric?
Zach went Cavs. I'm going Magic as well.
Jackson switches picks because I went Magic.
I don't trust the Cavs at all right now.
You thought Anthony was playing?
Well, I literally just read it out.
Yeah, wait until Eric reads out the injuries before you make your pick. Cleveland for Christian Trevin.
Hey, Torrey and Eric Island. That's worked out well in the past, right?
Yeah, I think it worked out decently.
We
doubled down on the same
together,
team.
yeah.
It worked out too, yeah. Pretty much everybody else lost their double down. What was Connor's pick?
Connor took the Magic.
Connor.
So
Okay, cool.
he is with us.
Everybody else is Cavs. Eric, let's move on to game number 3, where we have Brooklyn hosting the Houston Rockets, and Brooklyn is a 17-point home favorite.
This is a crazy spread, man. So the Rockets have shut down Christian Wood, Dennis Schroeder, Eric Gordon, and John Wall for the year. So they're all out. And then the Nets are without Ben Simmons, Joe Harris, Goran Dragic, and Seth Curry, and also James Johnson. Sorry. So Ben Simmons, Joe Harris, Goran Dragic, Seth Curry, James Johnson, all out for the Nets. I am taking the points in this one and going.
So
Rockets.
am I.
Connor is Rockets as well.
Alright, cool. Bro, don't tell me you don't want to hear it. Who do you think you're talking to, Jackson? Rockets. Cool. Is that his first time changing a pick all year, Eric?
I doubt it. But I don't remember
Rockets for Jackson. Houston for Trevin. Everybody's going Rockets. What'd Zach go?
Zach is
Nets for Krish.
Zach's Rockets as well.
All right, and Chat is Rockets, so we got a Krish Island. Good old Krish Island, man.
Hey, he won one with the Nets Island before.
So he's running it back. All right, game number 4. You got Miami hosting Charlotte. Miami is a 4.5-point home favorite.
I'm missing someone here. All right, so Miami, Charlotte. Out for Charlotte, Gordon Hayward. Out for the Heat is Kyle Lowry and Dwayne Dedman. They had like 8 guys questionable, but they're mostly all playing.
Cool.
Connor took the Hornet, Zach the Heat.
Zach Heat. I'm going Heat. Connor took the Hornet. All right. Trevin Heat.
take the Heat as well.
All right. Yeah, I'm not going 0-12 and you're not going 12-0. Oh. Have we disagreed on a single pick?
Yeah, I was just joking.
I know. It's just funny.
Connor, are you just going to make your picks now, or since you're here?
We'll just have to take calls. Thanks, Connor. Appreciate it, bro. Waiting on Chris. Chat, it looks like, is going with the Hornets, about roughly 60%. And then you got Chris going with Miami. All right. So Connor in chat is Hornets. Everybody else Heat. Game number 5 of 12. Toronto is hosting the Atlanta Hawks. Toronto is 4.5-point home favorites.
The Hawks are without John Collins and Danilo Gallinari. The Raptors are without OG Anunoby, Yuta Watanabe, and Isaac Bonga.
I'm going with Atlanta.
I'm taking the Hawks as well.
Zach and... Well, I'll let Connor make his pick. What's Zach go
with? Zach chose Toronto. And I don't know. I didn't see... Okay,
Jackson went Toronto as well.
Connor's sticking with the picks he gave us, so he's going Hawks.
Okay. Trevin and Krish. What's up, Woo Dub Ruler Page? Raptors for Trevin. Alright. Raptors, Trevin. And we're waiting on Krish. Oh, in the chat poll right now, it's 52% Raptors for chat. Reese is immediately coming in chat trying to stir things up. Toronto for Krish. Me, you, and Connor. Eric are going with the Hawks. Everybody else is going Raptors. All right. Game number 6. We got OKC hosting your Portland Trail Blazers. I put the Blazers in black and haven't done that all year. OKC is 4.5-point home favorites.
All right. The Blazers are without Damian Lillard, Nasir Little, Anthony Simons, Yusuf Nurkic, Joe Ingles, Eric Bledsoe, Justice Winslow, Josh Hart, Trendon Watford, and Brandon Williams is listed as questionable. For the Thunder, they are without Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Lou Dort, Josh Giddey, Mike Muscala, Ty Jerome, Kenrick Williams, Derek Favors, Darius Baisley, Trey Mann, and their starting lineup tonight features Xavier Simpson and someone I wanted to get Tori's reaction to. They are starting Georgios Kalazakis.
He's back in the league. Let's go!
He signed a 10-day contract this morning, and he is starting fresh off the waiver wire for the trying to out-tank us Oklahoma City Thunder tonight.
Let's go, my guy, Georgios. Let's go.
Listen to this.
I'm going to have to watch this game now. God dang it.
Listen to this. These are the 10 players that OKC has available for this game.
Yeah, let's hear this.
Teo Maledon, Vit Krejci, Poku, our hero Isaiah Roby, Georgios, Xavier Simpson, Jeremiah Robinson-Earl, Aaron Wiggins, Lindy Waters III, Olivier Sarr, and you were right, Jalen Horde.
I told you he was on the Thunder.
So that's their whole team available tonight.
And it's going to be a Georgios masterclass. Okay, I'm going with the Thunder, man.
All right. So Zach and Connor both pick Blazers.
Just to get destroyed by Kalazakis. Let's go.
Man, it's...
I should have known that's who it was when you were like, "There's a player I want to get your reaction for."
I knew you wouldn't even think of that, like, because it made no sense that he'd be starting for the Thunder tonight because he wasn't even on their team as of this morning.
I haven't been paying attention to like the ancillary roster transactions.
Yeah.
So, that's funny. Except I knew Jalen Hoare was on the Thunder. Because I checked a box score with the Thunder and he had like 16 rebounds and 18 minutes of play in a game like last week. It was insane. OKC for Jackson. Blazers for Trevin. What are you going with, Eric? Yeah, we're waiting on Krish still. Because Krish always got a pick last. Blazers for Krish. Blazers for Chat.
I hate to do this too, but I'm going Blazers as well.
No, go ahead and go Blazers. I don't care.
No, I mean, I don't care about you. I'm just saying for my sake.
Oh, well. Sorry to do this to yourself then.
Yeah.
Me and Jackson Thunder, everybody else Blazers, good luck. The Bulls are hosting the Bucks, and the Bucks are 6.5-point road favorites.
So the Bucks are without DeAndre Bembry. Giannis Antetokounmpo was listed as probable, and latest reports are that he's likely to play. The Bulls just announced that Lonzo Ball will now miss the rest of the regular season, so he is out, and Zach LaVine is out as well.
Alrighty, I'm going with the Bucks.
Connor
I feel
is
a
Bucks.
13-0 day. Connor's Bucks, cool.
And Zach is Bulls.
All right.
I'm gonna go with the Bucks.
This is the most confident I've been in a day of picks all season.
Nice.
We'll see if that translates to actually picking them right or not. Waiting on Jackson and Krish. We got Bucks is a heavy favorite so far for Chat. Krish says Chicago will keep this close. Okay, so Chicago. And then Jackson is MI. Actually, let me turn on live chat. It's a little faster. Looks like Chat's going to go Bucks. Eric Jackson's going Bucks as well. All right, game number 8 of 12. We're 2/3 through this thing. We got Minnesota hosting the Washington Wizards. Minnesota is 12.5-point home favorites.
Man, you know. Sorry, it's hard to keep up with how fast you go on from the game after you get the last pick.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, I'm just trying to, because there's 12 games, to go as fast as possible.
Okay, so around Wizards are without Bradley Beal, Kyle Kuzma, and Vernon Carey. Timberwolves have Patrick Beverly out.
All right, and there's Chat poll. I am going to go with the...
I'm going to take the 12.5 points and go with the Wizards in this one. Connor is also Wizards, Zach Timberwolves.
This is the first game that I've had trouble picking. Trevin's Wolves. I'm also going Wolves. Right now, Chat is also having trouble picking this game. It's a 50-50 split on 20 votes. Oh, we just got 3 or 4 votes for the Timberwolves.
Jackson Wizards, Krish Wolves.
All right, Krish Wolves. Jackson is the Wizards, and Chat is the Wolves. A strong late push for the Wolves for Chat. So Eric, Jackson, Connor, Wizards, everybody else Wolves. All right, game 9 of 12. You got Denver. They're hosting San Antonio. Denver is a 9-point home favorite.
All right, so for the Spurs, they're without DeJounte Murray, Doug McDermott, Chuck Landale, and Romeo Langford. The Nuggets are, of course, without Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., Vlatko Chanchar, Zeke Naji, and then also Jeff Green is still questionable for this game.
I'm going with the Nuggets. No DeJounte for San Antonio. It's going to be hard to overcome in altitude.
Zach and Connor also went Nuggets.
All right. Nuggets for Jackson and Trevin.
I'm gonna take an island here.
All right, Eric is going.
Points. The Nuggets have played a lot of close games lately.
All right, Eric's going Spurs. You might have just jinxed your island. Chat is now 52% Spurs.
All right.
Still waiting on Krish, though. Krish, why do you always make your picks last out of all the mods, man? Alright, I'm in this chat poll. It's Spurs for chat. I don't like this ringtone as much as your other one. Spurs for Krish. Eric, Krish, chat, Spurs. Everybody else, Nuggets. Where's the bop, Eric? Where's the bop?
That's the landline work phone, not the cell phone.
You got Utah hosting Memphis in Utah, in Salt Lake City, and Utah is a 6-point home favorite.
All right, so the Grizzlies are, of course, without John Morant and Killian Tilly. Also, Dylan Brooks is doubtful. Jazz are without Azubuike and Trent Forrest. Jackson, Trevin, Connor, Zach, all Grizzlies.
And me.
Krish, and Tori.
Krish is Grizz. Who are you going with, Eric?
All right. This will be my island then. I'll take the Jazz.
Right. You're going Jazz. All right. And then chat is 81%, or nah, just dropped. So I don't know what the percentage is, but there's your island, Eric. You got the Jazz island anyway. Second to last game. Ignore the little yellow line on the bottom of the left graphic. I don't know what happened there. But New Orleans is heading into Sacramento, and New Orleans is 8-point road favorites.
All right, so Pelicans are, of course, without Zion Williamson and Carl Lewis Jr. Jonas Valanciunas is questionable, but he's been questionable for several games lately and has played all of them, if that matters to you. But their injury report finale has not had to been put in yet. Kings are without Rashawn Holmes, Terrence Davis, De'Aaron Fox, Domantas Sabonis, and Alex Len is questionable.
Okie dokie.
I feel like this is kind of a trap, but I'm taking the Pelicans.
All right, I'm going the Kings.
And Zach and Connor are taking Pelicans as well. Jackson is Sacramento.
All right.
Or Sac.
Yeah, I don't understand that, but Pelicans for Krish.
Might as well put Sac with a bunch of L's, because...
Oh, they're going to lose, but they just have to lose by single digits, pretty much.
Krish's Pelicans.
Trevin's Pelicans. And then chat is going to be Pelicans as well. So me and Jackson going Kings, everybody else going Pelicans. All right, final game. You got the Suns hosting the Los Angeles Lakers, and they're 12.5-point home favorites.
Lakers are without LeBron James and Kendrick Nunn. And the Suns are without Dario Saric and Frank Kaminsky. The Lakers down big last game, screwed me by covering the spread by half a point.
I'm going with the Lakers.
Yeah. The Suns have not looked good lately. I am also going to take the Lakers, as did Connor.
Yeah, their season's on the line. I think they'll come out and play hard.
No LeBron, though.
Yeah, but they'll play like their season's on the line. Suns aren't playing for anything. They've been rough lately. What did Zach go with?
Suns.
Okay. So, me, you, Connor are Lakers. Everybody else is Suns? Except for Chat? Is that correct?
Jackson went with the subs, and then your Lakers.
Huh?
Nothing. I could just misconstrue that into him picking the Lakers, but I won't.
Lakers for Chat. Yeah, I don't know. I'd assume subs meant Suns, but maybe not. Maybe he's just hungry. All right. That's the final game. Split vote. I like the way this graphic looks with the yellow and the orange. It looks cool. Anyway, time for double downs, Eric. I will run through the spreads just on the screen one final time.
I believe I missed a couple of Chat's early picks.
Which games?
The percentage on the Cavaliers Magic.
I don't think it was high. I don't.
So that makes their double down is the Bucks.
I feel like whenever I double down on the Heat, I get screwed.
Yeah. I know what he meant. I was just messing with him.
All right.
Trevin is doubling down on the Heat. Connor is Blazers.
What?
Zach is Suns. Man, this is dumb. This is so dumb.
What is dumb? What are you about to do? You're gonna double down on your
own. You have to, right? That's the rules. Them's the rules.
It's not a rule, but you can.
Thanks, Trevin.
You can make that rule for yourself.
Yeah, well, that's my self-imposed rule. Yep.
Okay, well. So, who was your island again? The Jazz?
The Jazz against the Grizzlies. The best team of all time without John Morant. Like, statistically.
It's not a bad island, actually. Jackson's Cavs.
Winning percentage-wise, they stack up with, like, the 15-16 Warriors and the 96 Bulls.
Mm-hmm.
They're like 20-2 without Jars.
I'm gonna go with Milwaukee.
You're copying Chat.
I don't want to copy Chat. They were horrible last Thursday.
Just waiting on... Oh, Nets. Double down for Krish.
Alright, Krish.
Nets Island again.
Alright, that's picks against the spread. We went through that pretty quickly considering there was 12 freaking games. Good luck to everybody today. We'll see how topsy-turvy things get with how many games there are today. Anyway, I don't have... the college basketball season ended last night. Kansas wins the championship. Agbaji gets most outstanding player, although he kind of struggled in that game. He was phenomenal in the semifinal game against Villanova. Now it's time to just look at the draft and look ahead to the offseason pretty much. Obviously, we still got some Blazer basketball left, but it's pretty meaningless at this point. Do you want to look at Tankathon? Like, what do you want to do? I figure we'll just talk about whatever for 15 minutes and call it a stream.
Let's do a Tankathon sim. And then after that, I have a couple mock drafts. I saw one new one for this morning. I'll let you know who Portland got in those.
All right. So let me reset this. Right now, you got Portland 2 wins behind Indiana, 2 wins ahead of Sacramento, so sitting pretty comfortably in 6th spot. Lost 9 of their last 10 games. They've lost 19 out of their last 21. I think that's correct. 37% chance top 4, 9% chance at number 1 overall pick. Right now, you have New Orleans tied with Washington. Both these teams play today. We'll see if there's any differential here, but Washington is likely to lose. They're 12.5-point underdogs. New Orleans is 8-point favorites, so you're looking at New Orleans probably being 11th. The Knicks do not play today, so New Orleans takes care of the Kings, and they will be in a tie for 12th with New York. That New Orleans pick can't fall to 13th or 14th, so you're looking at that pick being 11th or 12th, depending on how New York finishes the season, but New York is eliminated. They're not playing for anything, so it's going to be interesting to see where this Pelicans pick ends up. It's probably going to be 12th, though, if I had to guess. Anything else?
No. I mean, that's also just so everyone's clear determinant on whether they win the 2 playing games or not. But
yeah, of course, if San Antonio, because it looks like if San Antonio wins today and the Lakers lose, San Antonio's in the play-in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lakers are eliminated if that happens.
San Antonio can still get home court advantage for the play-in. They are only 1 game behind New Orleans, so if New Orleans loses today and San Antonio wins, there's a tie there, then that New Orleans pick would be higher, and they'd be less likely to lose in the play-in, so that'd probably be a good thing. So rooting for San Antonio, rooting against New Orleans is kind of the point we're at. Portland has a game against New Orleans coming up. That might be a game in which I'm rooting for Portland to win. We shall see. But, yeah, this is the situation. Obviously, if San Antonio plays their way into the playoffs, then the Clippers or the Timberwolves would fall here, so it'd bump New Orleans pick up 1.
The good news is if they fall to 12 and don't make the playoffs, they have less of a chance of moving up into the top 4 than we would have having the number 1 pick.
Yeah. So you're sitting there like, we could still get absolutely screwed, but it would be a miracle.
Very improbable, yeah.
For them to get top 4 and us not to get top 4 would be very, very, like 5% chance maybe. So I'd be sitting much more comfortably going into draft lottery day if that's the case. So let's simulate this thing and scroll up like we usually do. At 14, you got, you already got a team in the top 4, and it is, who's the other? It's Charlotte. So I was going to say we haven't had a team move up from 14 in a while, and I was thinking that when I was scrolling up, and bam, there it is. So good news for keeping the Pelicans pick, bad news for the Blazers pick moving top 4. Let's see if we have more chaos. New York at 13. You got the Pelicans pick to Portland at 12. We've kept that pick pretty consistently in recent simulations. 11 is Washington. 10 is San Antonio, so no other teams moving up. This is good. 9 is the Lakers. 8 is Sacramento. It should be Portland here at 7, and it is. So 7 and 12 are the picks for the Blazers. At 6, you got OKC. At 5, you got Detroit. At 4, you got Houston. So Charlotte's in the top 3. At 3, you got Orlando. At 2, you got Charlotte. They had a 0.7% chance at the number 1 overall pick. Almost got it. At 1, you got Indiana. Interesting sim. Let's just find something with an interesting scenario we can talk about.
That's crazy because every team moved a lot.
Yeah. Okay, this is an interesting scenario, Eric. Any scenario where Portland's at 4 is interesting. Here's something that I thought about earlier today. I wonder if Jaden Ivey being from Indiana and then staying in Indiana to go to college, I wonder if that matters at all to the Indiana Pacers.
Maybe.
Because it might be a situation where it's hard to keep a star in Indiana because it's a small market, but considering he grew up there, considering it's kind of a hometown team, considering he didn't, he could have went to a number of different colleges and he stayed in Indiana for college. I wonder if that's a situation where Indiana takes Jaden Ivey because they're more confident they could keep him long term, and also he would make sense in the backcourt next to Halliburton.
Certainly possible. They do have a lot of other guards that they'd have to probably move, but yeah, I definitely wouldn't take that out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah, I mean,
Sacramento too.
Yeah, if you don't think Duarte fits with Halliburton and Jaden Ivey, you just move him. I think at that point, if you want Jaden Ivey, you don't not take Jaden Ivey because you have Chris Duarte.
Definitely have to trade Brogdon too.
Yeah, and definitely got to trade Brogdon. But they are in a transition phase, so they should just take whoever they want to take, whoever they think is the best player available. And if Jaden Ivey being from Indiana factors into that, that could be the pick there. And then obviously if Portland's 4 and Indiana's in the top 3, that would work out for Portland. They get one of Banchero, Jabari Smith, or Chet Holmgren.
See, I don't think any team would take Ivy at 1, but in this particular scenario, I would feel pretty confident that 1 out of those 3 teams would take Ivy.
Yeah. Yeah, so if Portland gets 4, it matters who's above them. That's going to change the calculation for Portland. Now, I feel like if we were sitting here like this, I feel like it'd be a situation where Portland would trade 4 for 6 and Jeremy Grant.
Yep. 100%. That's what would happen. Like lock that in if this is the draft.
Would you rather trade the 11th pick for Jeremy Grant or 4 for 6 and Jeremy Grant?
4 for 6 and Jeremy Grant, I guess. Because then we still get 2 picks in that scenario, and we could still have a chance of hitting on both of them, and then them being better than Jeremy Grant, and then him not even playing, or we could move him elsewhere.
Yeah, and you could look at it like, oh, well, it's like we got Jeremy Grant for free because we had the 6th and 11th picks going into the lottery, right? And then we end up with the 6th and 11th picks, but then Jeremy Grant added on, so I don't know. But then you'd be sitting there like, oh, we could have taken maybe Jaden Ivey, and if he ends up being a star and you traded that pick for Jeremy Grant and whoever you drafted at 6 didn't pan out, it would look bad in hindsight a few years from now. But yeah, Portland being at 4 is always very intriguing because, Ivy is a guard. Portland's stocked up on guards, so will Ivy go top 3? It depends on whose teams are there. Will Portland trade down from 4? It depends on who's 6th, because that's the most logical trade down spot, in my opinion. 6 or 7. So, if Houston's there with the 13th pick and the 6th pick, that's a good trade down spot. OKC has the 15th pick, so if they have like 6 and 15, or in this case 7 and 15, maybe you can get a future first out of that as well if they really want to trade up till 4, and maybe you do that and flip that future first for Portland's own back, and then you can trade all your future first. There's a lot of different possibilities here with Portland at 4, of course, so it's always interesting to see. I like simulating until Portland gets 4 and then just seeing who's above them and who's below them and what the possibilities are of that simulation.
And as much as I don't want Grant either, if we were, like, let's say we had to trade for him, like that was going to happen no matter what. If we had 7 and 15 and traded 11 for him, so we still got, 2 players in the ranges we've always been talking about, I would be fine with that because we can most likely still get, like, Akbaji at 15 probably, and or any number of players that fall there. And, so I still think it would turn out okay.
Yep. I agree. So that is the lottery sim for today. All right. Let me look at chat again, because I can't look at chat when I have that up. So.
Well, no one's chatting.
Oh, well.
Well, Spencer Grant asked if the Celtics wanted Simons for Brown, and we have the 4th pick with Ivy on the board. Would you do it?
It'd have to be a sign-in trade with Simons, so we probably wouldn't know at that point. But I think if you have the 4th pick and you don't have a good option, you got to take Ivy there. You just got to take the talent and then figure it out.
Yeah.
If you take Ivy and then the Celtics offer, or the Celtics are trying to sign Simons and they're willing to sort out a sign-in trade where we somehow get Jeremy Grant, or not Jeremy Grant, fuck, hell no, where we get Jaylen Brown, then... it's a situation where you have to consider it, of course.
Torrey, it's not bad enough that we trade CJ for Jeremy Grant, basically, but now you want to trade Anthony and CJ for Jeremy Grant.
That's disgusting, bro. Anyway, yeah.
So this is... All right. I just want to put this out there because last year I was a little less like this because we didn't really have many free agents, so it didn't really matter, but... sign-in trades are cringe to me because people always try to present scenarios where we're the ones who would be like initiating the offer, or we'd be talking about it prior to free agency and stuff like that. So basically what I'm saying is any trade involving a free agent and a sign-in trade and our draft picks would be obvious tampering because the draft is before free agency. So the Celtics in this case wouldn't have been able to talk to him, Simons and his agent, legally to even know if he wants to sign there or be traded there or whatever. And so like if we just did that, it would be like the Kyle Lowry trade last year, where it was obvious the teams had talked about it beforehand, right? So we can't do any kind of, oh, let's pick this player to do this and all that kind of stuff technically. And I know teams still will try and do it, but there are a lot of. So 2 years ago, they implemented some super strict rules. Now, after that, those two teams last year, both the Bulls and the Heat, seemingly got slaps on the wrist. But I know a lot of teams were frustrated with the NBA not coming down hard on them because they all decided to play by the rules, and then you have teams that didn't still, and they basically only got second-round picks taken away, which I don't think was enough of a punishment. But just keep that in mind, though, that if a team is playing by the rules, so if Cronin's going to play by the rules, which I don't think he would risk getting his first GM spot and then possibly having some sort of fine or suspension handed down on him, because that suspension of the GM in this position, if they're caught tampering, is legal or is a punishment that the NBA put out a couple years ago. So just keeping that in mind, oh, would you sign and trade Ant and our 2 first-round picks to the Lakers for Anthony Davis or LeBron or whatever? Like, those kind of trades are all, like, hypothetical trades that are cool to talk about, but, like, the timing of it doesn't make sense to do it. So, in my opinion, when you're talking about sign-in trades, you should always think of them as cool if it happens to work out as a sign-in trade, but you can't plan on it being a part of your process for the summer. Like, you can't go into this like, oh, like, let's try to find a better center and try to sign and trade Nurk to that team for that center or whatever. Like, those kind of, it's really, really difficult to do that kind of stuff. Whereas it's more likely, oh, the Nets are going to sign Kevin Durant and I'm the Warriors. Like, let's try to sign their free agent D'Angelo Russell and work out a sign and trade or whatever. So it just happens to work out because of the circumstances and who their free agents are sometimes. But don't ever go into a summer thinking, oh yeah, we're going to trade Ant to this team for this, or we're going to trade Nurk to this team for that.
Yep. All right, so you had mock drafts.
All right, so
let's hear them.
Kevin O'Connor had his latest mock draft today, and he did a lottery sim, which had the Kings getting the first pick and taking Jabari Smith. The Pistons got second and took Banchero. Rockets third took Holmgren. Pelicans moved up to fourth with the Lakers pick and got Jaden Ivey. Keegan Murray then went fifth to the Magic. Shaden Sharp sixth to the Thunder. AJ Griffin seventh to the Pacers. And our pick fell 2 spots to 8, and we took Jeremy Sohan at 8.
That's terrible. Get the hell out of here.
With Johnny
Get the
Davis,
hell out of
Jalen
here.
Duran, Benedict Mathurin all on the board still.
Get the hell out of here. What are you talking about? What?
All right.
That's horror. That's horror, bro. You can get a player. No. You can get, if we do that, I'll be pissed off to no end. Bro, you can get a defensive-minded wing that can shoot and do some things offensively with that Pelicans pick. Whether it's Agbaji, whether it's Tari Eason, you can get that type of player. You don't take that player with the first pick when you have Mathurin on the board.
This part about this, so like I'll tell you why in a second. All right, so Johnny Davis goes 9 to the Spurs. Jalen Duran goes 10 to the Wizards, and then we're up again at 11 and take Benedict Mathurin. So the
what?
It works out to where we get Mathurin. I don't think he's going to fall to 11 or 12, but we probably should have taken him at 8, right? And then we get so like if you have those two flips, so if we took Mathurin at 8 and Sohan at 11, I think it's a little less.
I don't want Sohan at 11, though. I would want to trade down and then take him if he's at, like, 15. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, Sohan is the kind of player that both Chauncey and Cronin have talked about, really smart defender, athletic, rangy, can do a little bit of everything. Kind of like he does remind me a lot of a Josh Hart at a different position, which is something that Cronin has specifically said he wanted. So I could definitely see them being interested in Sohan. I just think that's a reach to take him with our first pick.
You got to swing for a guy with all-star upside, and I just don't see it with him. I think he'll be a really good role player, defensive guy, can play make a little bit. He's still very raw. So I'd rather go for a Matherin at 8 because I think he has all-star upside. And I think there will be players at 11. I don't know. I'd rather have Tari Eason than Sohan. I think Tari Eason has a little bit more upside just as a scorer, just as a guy who he's a more proven shooter in college. Even a guy like Jovic, who's obviously not good defensively, but he has all-star upside, and I think he's a guy who, I haven't seen enough of him play, but you look at like an Avdia, who wasn't looked at as a good defender coming into the NBA, and this year's been a really good defender. If you get the players under the right coach, under the right system, when they're tall, agile, and have decent foot speed, then you can turn them into solid defenders usually. So I don't really want Sohan. Sohan, I would not. If we had like the 14th, 15th pick, sure, but anything higher than that, I'd rather go for I'd even rather go for a Dyson Daniels at that point.
Yeah, I think the only thing I'll say to that is, I know some of the players you mentioned are power forwards, but Sohan's more of a big, and those other guys are more wings. So if they felt like they wanted to get at least one big man that's a defender like that, I could see what they're thinking. But yeah, I agree. There's other guys that I would take over him.
Yeah, Eason's 6'8". Eason is big enough to guard fours, so I would rather have Eason than Sohan. That's kind of where I am on that. But anyway, what other mock drafts you got?
All right, and then Yahoo had one today that they just stuck with the current order of the draft, so they didn't mock it or anything. But one interesting note on here, they had Chet going first to Orlando, Jabari going second to Detroit, Banchero going third to the Pistons, and all of these guys, they listed the next best landing spot for these players if a different team moved up or whatever. So for Chet, it was OKC. For Jabari, it was Detroit. And for Banchero, they listed Portland as...
Why would Portland be the one for Banchero and not either of the other items? I don't understand that. Because that's the one thing Portland doesn't really need is more shot creation, right? So, you could always use more shot creation. I think they need another shot creator, but they don't need that as badly as they need somebody that can play defense or just like a lethal catch and shoot for. So I don't understand that, but...
So this one has us staying at 6 and taking Shaden Sharp.
W.
And they even have a little highlight package for him, high school, but it's more like AAU highlights. And then at 11, we take Agbaji.
W. Okay. I can get that. I know they're both threes, but
yeah,
you figure out your 4 situation elsewhere. You maybe play Nas off the bench at the backup 4 or something. Or, I wouldn't be 100% against trading Nas even in that scenario, so... that would be intriguing.
Yep. And then NBA Draft Room, which is a really this is a site that if you like NBADraft.net, you should probably check this one out because it's much more thorough and up to date, and people seem to know what they're talking about more. But this is the weirdest 2 players that I've seen in any mock draft for Portland to get, right?
Oh, God.
So at 6, it has us taking Keegan Murray.
Okay.
Yeah. And then at 11, Malachi Branham.
What?
With Matherin, Dyson Daniels on the board still.
I need to watch more Malachi Branham. He's a guy who's risen. I don't know what his measurements are.
He's listed at 6'5",
I feel like Matherin's listed as 6'6". I've seen him listed as 6'6" and 6'7".
Uh-huh.
If Agbaji is only 6'5", I think Mathurin is at best 6'5". Agbaji looks taller than Mathurin to me. And Agbaji actually measured at the combine last year. I forgot about this. He measured at the combine last year. His height without shoes was 6'4.5". And he looks taller than Mathurin to me. I'm worried Matherin's going to measure in at like 6'4".
Mm-hmm.
And that's a situation where Mathurin would fall down my board and maybe into the tier where like Malachi Branham is if he measures well. If he measures like 6'5", 6'6", So that's the thing, is measurements can change things a lot because you got a lot of wings in this draft, and a lot of them, it's kind of hard to, their measurements are intriguing. AJ Griffin's one of those guys. Matherin's one of those guys. Shane Sharp's one of those guys. Dyson Daniels is apparently 6'7" with a 6'11" wingspan. So, but that was reported. It's going to be interesting to see where, like, Tari Eason is. Branham's one of those guys. So, a lot rides on measurements for sure. So, I'm not going to sit there and hate on that pick.
Yeah. I mean, Johnny Davis, maybe not to us, but, like, if he measures 6'5", a legit 6'5" without shoes with like a good wingspan, he could be intriguing to a lot of teams too. Yeah,
agreed. Do you have any other mock drafts?
Those are the three that I saw today that were within the last day or two. So
I found one that had us taking Duran at 6, which I don't like taking him that high at all.
Yeah, and I don't know if any of you missed it, but last post-game show devolved into it. Tori and I doing a mock draft of all 60 picks. So if you did not catch that, be sure to go and watch that if you're interested in that kind of stuff.
Yep.
But I had Duran going to the Blazers at 11, right? You took Sharp. Did you take? No, who did you get?
I forget.
I forget too.
They can go watch it back if they want to see it.
Yeah.
But we'll be live again tonight. We're not going to do all that. Only like an hour post-game stream tonight. We'll go until like 8:30, I'm thinking. Assuming, this game doesn't go into overtime or something crazy. And then no stream tomorrow. And then we'll have 2 streams on Thursday.
Oh, it was AJ Griffin and Duran.
Yeah, see, Duran at 11 is fine. Duran at 6 is too high.
Mm-hmm. I'm hoping another team takes him at 6. That would be...
Yeah. Anyway, so we'll have 2 streams on Thursday. Hopefully you guys enjoyed them. Anything else for this one, Eric?
No, thanks everyone for watching. Have a good evening watching the game, and we'll catch you later.
Yep. Good luck in picks. I don't know how the games have already tipped off are going yet, so going to be interesting to see how picks pan out as we hit the stretch run. Hope you have a good rest of your night. Hopefully you're able to catch us on stream later tonight. If not, we'll catch you in a future stream. Until next time, as always, peace out. Go Blazers.